As I approach the halfway point of my life, I realise something as true as the constant ebb of the tide. It's a fact, I've forgotten enough stuff to fill an ocean. It's all gone, forgotten, washed away and lost at sea. But I don't pine or regret the things I forget, because it's not the everyday task that fills our flask and gives us a life well lived. And if we can change our filter from what we lost to what we gain, it softens the hurt and frees us from pain. And in the space we create for our mind, we find that it's these moments that shape us, mould us and make us. Take my pop. Although only 5'6", he seemed like a giant to me. As just a little tacker, I followed him around like a tracker, and even in those tender years, I was tapping into wisdom born of hard times. A life lived with war and depression, both mental and recession. He shared these lessons with me over a steaming pot of Billy tea. And I drunk it in, not just the tea, but me and him, and a Monte Carlo Bicky from the Arnott's tin. And it was such a gift, but not a gift wrapped in a bow or even a sugary treat. No, the gift was a present, and being present was the gift. And again, this rings true for me and for you, that it's these moments that shape our lives. It's the moments that matter. Like the time I spotted a woman across a space, and I realised in an instant that I deserved more than I was getting and given out of the life I was living. I decided right there and then that I needed three to be a better man, to be enough, and to be a part of her life. And nearly 2 decades on, I'm still trying. She's now my wife. And these days I'm wise enough not to huff or puff or call a bluff. No, I just try my best to be enough. And I'm hoping she'll keep me around for a few more years yet, but only if I never forget that she's the best part of me. You see, it's moments like these, not the minty moments, but the squinty moments, the ones where we close our eyes tight, trying to see ourselves right in that place again. It can be the magical moment of a child being born, or when our world falls apart and we mourn. Standing on a rainy day in a cemetery, it's the last place on earth that we'd want to be. Wondering and wishing, pining and regretting that there might have been a lost chance of a hug or a kiss. But amongst all the pain, the grief and the promises to turn over a new leaf, all we're left with to comfort us is this. It's these moments. And yet still they say that Rome wasn't built in a day, and they preach this thing that consistency is king. But it's just a story told to stop us from being bold, to conform and fit in. Because that's how cities are built and that's how factories are run. But what of us on the edge of this new dawn? The future of work, it's upon us, and we'll need the bravest of souls. So I stand and I ask a serious question. Are you ready to lead us? Are you? Are you? Because maybe it's a person who makes a speech and steps into the breach and says, come this way. Or perhaps it's a mouse that rocks the house, but not through voice, through style and art. Because even a tiny mouse's roar can crash down a door, and the creative spirit of a well-written verse, well, it can shake its own piece of the universe. But the ball's in your court. We need you to step up and lead us, to find the very best of us, not just the rest of us. How will you create your leadership moments? Well, you could strategize, you can conceptualize, you could put it all on the line and risk it. Or you could start real simple with a cup of tea and a Monte Carlo biscuit.